Hi guys. So today I thought I will answer some questions that is very common. And because people really who are not studying mediumship and studying energy doesn't really know what we are doing. And when you have a client coming for a reading and you're going to read for them, they usually have very personal questions with them sometimes. And I think a lot of them out there doesn't really understand that we are not here to take the decisions for them because we believe in personal responsibility. And a common questions usually that comes up is my partner the right one for me? And I will never answer that. I just usually ask back, so what do you think? And then you get all the problems they've been going through maybe, and I get all the doubts and what's positive, what's negative, and so on. And I think you are not allowed as a medium to tell them what to do, because they might going through a phase in the relationship where they're finding themselves, and then they might don't understand each other. So it might be a growing process. And I think all relationships needs work. I don't think everything comes easy. Because a lot of time what we do as human beings, we try to be one instead of moving and evolving around each other and supporting each other. So how do I know that I found the right one for me? Well, in my experience, I think I always thought the one I found was the right one. It turns out I'm married for 3 times. 3 is a charm, as they say. And I believe that I was looking for myself. And when I was in love, I could forget about myself because everything was beautiful. And every relationship usually lasted for about 7 years. But then when I actually started to understand myself, I found myself, I started to understand how I'm functioning, what I want from life. Then I met my third husband, and we've been together over 20 years now. And we still argue, like everybody else. And I still think a lot of things that I blame him for when I'm not in a good place in myself. And I think that's just marriage. I love him to bits, and we are 2 different people, and it's okay to be different. We are very different, but we also are very alike in many ways. And another question that comes up very often is that what am I going to do with my mediumship, or what am I going to do with my career? While also personal responsibility. I'm not here to tell you. What a medium's job actually is to help you to make your own decision so you are comfortable enough to do them. And so everybody of you who thinks that I'm going to go to a medium and then I'm going to get the answer what I'm going to do with my life, you will be in for a shock or a very huge disappointment, because if they're not a medium that doesn't care about personal responsibility, of course. But like I say, never trust a medium, because we all think we're right. But who says that we are right? It's very important to listen to yourself, to listen within. I always say that my spirit, my own soul, is my compass. And as long as I can listen to that one, I usually take the right decisions for myself. I haven't been to a medium for a sitting for I don't know when, and I don't have any need for it. And that's because I found myself, and I know what's right and what's good for me. But if one of my sons will go to the spirit world, I will definitely go to a different medium to hear from them, because it's very hard for yourself because you're not objective. I might feel them around me, but I would never trust the information I will get. And in all honesty, when you're speaking to the spirit world, it's usually facts to prove that life goes on after death. So when you have a normal conversation with them, it's like you're making it up, even if you don't. So this can be a little bit tricky. So if that would happen, I would definitely go to another medium that I trusted, that would do the best for me. So working as a medium is not being in charge of anybody else's life. It's just being there, holding the space. I find it very important as a medium that when someone comes to me, that I see them, that I understand them, that is what they should feel. and that I know how they are functioning. Yes, I can give advice how they should think and how they should act, maybe because of the energy they have and where they are in the life. I can help them maybe become more positive, how to look at certain situations. And it's just usually common sense because like I said, we are not here to take the decision for them. And also, when you are not in a good place within yourself, you don't use common sense. You use your fear and your insecurities to look at situation, and that usually never ever give you the right answer. So yes, that's where we medium comes in a lot of time. We are, how do you say, a helper. Sometimes we are like a psychologist without the psychology degrees, but we listen to the client sometimes because sometimes they come just to talk and they just need someone to be open and listen to them with their sensitivity and also the ability to connect to the spirit if they want to talk about someone they lost, for example. So, but if someone really needs professional help, I tell them to look for a proper psychologist. I will never go into a field where I don't have the understanding. I will never go into work with certain things that I'm not qualified for, because that would be very unethical. So you also have to be, as a medium, how do you say, you have to be clear what you can do and what you not can do. And also not have too big of an ego to think that you know it all and you can change and you can help. No, you have to be humble, and you're actually dealing with people's lives. And as a medium, sometimes clients put you on a pedestal, so your words are their law, and you have to be very careful what you are saying. So for me, it's very important when you work as a medium that you should be uplifting, you should be encouraging, not giving them false hope, because that doesn't do any good either. And one thing that actually medium is doing a lot of mistakes with is that they think they see the future with someone, but what they're actually picking up are the client's hope and dreams. And there's a lot of clients who gets the future because it's their hopes and dreams, and it's almost in the forehead, it's standing there. So as a medium, you have to be careful, and usually we learn through our own lessons. At least I have done that a lot. But I think if you really have compassion for this, if this is something that's in your heart and your calling, it's very important also to think that you're doing it from your heart. You will do mistakes, yes, but they will not be that huge or detrimental, because you always will be careful. So don't beat yourself up with the pressure of what you're doing, but try to enjoy it. And because it's the most rewarding work, at least I think so. Not only because you're finding yourself when you're doing this, because it's a personal and spiritual development, but also when you're doing a good reading for someone and you really touch their heart and you really feel the change, that the shoulders coming down on them, they let go of all the pressure or the stress they're carrying, and you can actually help them to move forward after you read them to a better place within their life. That is so rewarding, so rewarding. So don't come to a medium and think they're going to solve your problem, because that's not what we're here to do. We're just here to support you so you yourself can solve them. So that's all for today. Enjoy your week. Bye.